Okay, so this is the video I'm going to do for Social Media Monster to do with cyber safety, etc. So this is the worksheet that you're all going to get to lead your activity with. The pupils are going to need to be in teams of 4, and the activity is all to do with making a monster in these 4 sections. Okay, it's a drawing game that I've used before, and the nice thing is that there's kind of a surprise at the end, a big reveal. So the way it works is one member of the team starts off and would start to do this area, which is head to shoulders. They've also got ideas here in case they get a bit stuck. Okay, so the first person does their monster face. I'm going to do some eyes, a big furry head, okay, and then so you've got to get the neck. Okay, now the important thing is here is that I leave guidelines in this box. Leave guidelines here. Then this person who would have drawn this out of sight from the rest of them, maybe they've gone to a different table or kind of hidden it, this person then folds over their drawing, leaving the guidelines showing, and they hand it on. Next person is doing shoulders to waist. Okay, so this includes hands. So I'm going to give this some octopus arms. It's a monster, you can kind of do what you want. And also a suit. And I'm leaving the guidelines here. Okay, then of course this gets folded over, and the next person hands it on again, and now you're doing waist to knee. So this is from your like belt buckle down to your knees. I think I'm going to go robot on this one. So we've got some robot legs with some laser beam shooters coming out. Then leave your guidelines, fold it over so the guidelines are showing. Oh, you might need to do a bit like this to make sure they're showing. Then finally pass it on to the final person, knees to feet. So I'm going to give this guy the rest of their legs and some big flippers. Right, so then you can take a look. There we go. A finished monster. Now the whole point of this activity is for them to start to think about what happens when you share something online, how much it can change. I'll just show you some, I did some quick examples of what might happen with other choices, okay? So look, this is what other groups might do. They might choose these kind of choices. So every group should see that they've all started with the same thing, but it always changes in a different way. Okay, and what you can start to do is have a discussion about how, if you were to share, think of this hat as a photograph or a comment or an article that you think was important. As it gets shared and commented on, it will always change, it will always be distorted, it will always become something different. And that can start discussions about how you share photos of yourself, how you share updates, how you share things on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. So that's the activity. Of course, if you wanted them to, and if they wanted to, once they've done this, they could then sit as a team and add colour to each of these sections and make it into a nice little artwork. Okay. Okay, now this is the kind of sheet to go with the Social Media Monster artwork if you want a sheet to go with it. What you could do with this may fit into another drama activity you're running, so you might be able to have it where in a group of 4 they're working on something as a drama activity, and then one by one they also go off and work on each section of this. If not, if you want the whole class to have a total drama break and kind of sit down and settle down, while pupils are working on their section, the rest of the team can be working on one of these sheets, which is Real Me and Cyber Me. Now the idea is of this, it's still a creative activity. There's two sides to the sheet, and each of these boxes are numbered. It says, if the Real Me, ... number one here, then the Cyber Me should ... So for example, if the Real Me wouldn't spread a rumour in the playground, then the Cyber Me should make sure I don't share gossip online. Okay, pretty obvious written activity. If the Real Me needed to make sure I was being articulate in a school assembly, then the Cyber Me should make sure I write clearly when I'm writing on our school blog, for example. The nice bit of this is that, of course, they can do a Real Me drawing here of them in real life, so probably with like a school jumper, a school uniform, whoever this dude is. Okay, and then on this side they can do Cyber Me. So this is going to be like futuristic Cyber Me. Shoulder pads. I don't really know how they do cyber, but it's going to be kind of like, you know, in the future, futuristic. Maybe with a cap. Maybe on a hoverboard or skateboard, I don't know. Okay, so they're working on a worksheet where they think about if it was them in the real world, what would they do, and then in the cyber world, how would they do it, and how would it compare? And really, it should be the same. You should have the same morals here that you do here, and the same actions here as you do here. But it's still a nice creative activity, and you can do a cool sort of like Cyber Me and a normal Real Me. Okay, so that accompanies this if you want to use it at the same time.